a little over 3 years from
Yeah, a man with
yours.
3 hearts.
Yeah, 3 hearts. Yeah.
Because
Also,
one heart was not enough.
one is not enough. Hi, I'm David Alvarez. This is Dreaming Big, Working Hard, a podcast where we talk to real people about things happening in our community. And today is a really special day. I have a special guest. It's really a tremendous honor. Someone that I've read their writings, have learned a lot from, and over the last few years have had the opportunity to spend some time with. It is really an honor to have this conversation that I think you will enjoy with Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of The Four Agreements. Well, thank you again, Don Miguel, for being here. It's really a tremendous honor to have you. It is, and we'll get, I'm sure, to talking about dreams and dreaming big, working hard is our podcast. It is definitely a dream to be able to have this conversation with you to share. I've learned tremendously, certainly from your works, beginning with The Four Agreements, but you've had other works that you've published. And even more so from having the opportunity to sit down, to share a meal, to just talk with you about our lives and what they are and what they could be and how we make them better. So thank you very much. Welcome to our podcast. I want to just briefly, some people don't know your biography, your story, and you actually studied medicine before you got into becoming an author and looking at the study of human behavior in our brain. Do you want to share a little bit about your story and how you sort of got to that and where we are now?
Well, sure, but first I have to say that it's a pleasure always to be here with you and to share with all of you a point of view. It's just a point of view. And, well, the story of my life is, for me, is extremely interesting because it's taken me step by step until the point that I understand easily how the human mind works. Anyway, it's many events that happened in my life who was leading me in that direction. The first one that I remember that is very important is the death of one of my brothers. He was like 19 years old, and he had a car accident, and he died. And well, it was the first time that I went to a funeral, that I see my brother dead. But it's not just what I see people around him. And all the opinions that they used to have before he died, it was completely different than the opinions that they have after he died. Then I understood at that time that everybody's pretending to be what they are not, and try to justify what they believe, the way they behave. And for me, I see people acting all the time and don't even knew that they were acting. Then a second one is an accident where I see my body fainting in front of the wheel. And I knew without a doubt that I am not my body, but I live in my body. And from that time on, I see my body in a completely different way, with a lot of respect and a lot of love for my body, because I knew what the body is doing for me. You know, the body always obeys what I want him to do. If I tell my body, go and drink, the body will drink. If I ask the body to do whatever, the body will do it. Then I start seeing my body like a pet that I love so much and that I respect so much. Then I have I changed careers. I started being a medical doctor. I went into exploring the mind until the mind they were very, very clear for me. And the result, of course, there was the Four Agreements. And much later, I have a major heart attack in 2002, February 2002, 28. and I was 9 weeks in coma.
Mm-hmm.
Then everybody believed that I will not survive this major heart attack, but I survived. When I wake up, the doctor tells me, okay, if you're lucky, you're gonna live another year. Then you have a whole year to fix your lives, give whatever you need to give, etc., etc. But for now on, you have to stay at home, watching TV, reading books, and that's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do. I said, well, okay. I arrive to my home and I get to my kids and I say, well, there is no way that I will wait for death to come and take me. I will go and look for death. And I start doing what I love to do. Keep teaching, keep sharing. It passed a year. I'm still alive. Another year, I'm still alive. But the 7th year, my body was in a very bad condition. And I decided that maybe I can have a heart transplant.
Mm-hmm.
Then the whole year, they study my body and they accept me. And by August 2010, they tell me, okay, you're in the list. It will take from 6 months to 1 year to get your heart. Well, my body, I was already in wheelchair. And I said, I thought, I don't think I will survive 6 months or 1 year. Anyway, it's okay. Well, 2 months later, December 10, 2010, I have my first heart transplant. Like a couple of months later, that changed everything completely. And for me, it was a win-win situation. If I die, which I cannot desire to die in a certain way, it's a win situation. I don't have to suffer anymore. I don't have to take care of my body anymore. And if I don't die, then it's another chance. I recovered like in 6 months. And first thing I start traveling around the world again, giving lectures. And I go for the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
From Australia, Japan, Europe, Africa, everywhere, South America. Of course, in America, almost every state of America. I was very, very active until my body stopped me. Because with all those traveling, I was sleeping maybe like 2-3 hours a day only. Then my body kind of make me to stop. And I recovered that by sleeping like maybe 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, everything was going very well until the year 2020. That I went to Teotihuacan. It's one of the sites that I used to take a lot of people to teach them. And coming back to the States, I get a very strong flu. My body was feeling very bad. I went to my doctors. They studied my body. They didn't find anything. It wasn't the time when the COVID started in China and other places in the world. Then they didn't say that it was COVID, but I have all those symptoms. What I think that saved me that time is the medicine that I was taking to stop the rejection of the heart.
So you were still taking your heart medication from
that was
10 years before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I noticed that my heart started failing little by little. In a few months, they put me a stent and another. And
this is now your heart that was transplanted. Needed now stents.
Was going down, and of course, that was for the COVID. Anyway, in 2021, they tell me, there's nothing else we can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, what about another heart?
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's an option. Then they study again my whole body. In December 2022, I have a second heart transplant. And once again, I'm recovering from that.
You're a little over 3 years from.
Yeah, I went with 3 hearts.
Yeah, 3 hearts. Yeah.
Because one heart was not enough.
One is not enough. Thank you for sharing that very personal story. So certainly you've had incidents in your life that have occurred that have shaped you and that have allowed you to probably do a lot of reflection, I assume.
It was done already. Long before the major heart attack, I was getting the same conclusions that I have right now. There's nothing new.
So why were you working so hard? You wanted to share it with everybody? Is that why you were going with 2-3 hour sleeps?
Well, I was going around the world saying the same message.
Yeah. Which you wanted to share with people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I do it because I wanted to do it, not because I have to.
Right.
I don't have any responsibility, like none of you have to have. Whatever you do is because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. But of course, there's sometimes that circumstances make us do things that we don't want to do. Then there's no judgments about that. But anyway, at certain point, my body say enough is enough, and I just shifted and just keep writing books.
Yeah.
I write like 10 books, I guess, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So your most, or your first book, which sort of raised you to the level of New York Times bestseller.
Oh yeah. All my books, well, they were translated in like 53, 54 different languages, which means they're all around the world.
Right. But your first one was the Four Agreements. That one's the one that everybody realized what you had to share with the world. You were, Oprah's book club and all the things that you hear about books. I want to ask you because, the Four Agreements are a tremendous, and everybody should have a copy. Yeah. And everybody should use it for no matter what stage of life you're in. And we could talk about that a little bit. But I want to ask you now more personally, because I haven't really asked you, how did you feel when your book took off like that and people like presidents were reading your book and recommending your book? I just can't even imagine what that would mean.
Well, nothing really. I was expecting that book would go all around the world. Since I decided to publish the book, I knew it was going to be a bestseller. And now it's a classic. That book will live for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter when they read it. It's right now.
It applies to everything.
Then now you see many young people in the teens and early 20s that they're given more and more to this book. Is keep growing and growing.
Yeah, it's part of like university courses now and a lot of parts in the world.
And many universities are using it.
Yeah, and we can't do it justice in the amount of time we're going to talk here about what is in the book. Although it is, relatively small book, and anybody can read. I read it for the first time before I was married, before I had kids, before I even had like a profession, a career, and I've reread it since as my life has changed, and it always hits a different way, and it touches my life.
Like I said before, is pure magic, this book. Then you read the book the first time, and depending on your belief system, you will understand it. Even that is so simple, is enough to shift your belief system. Then if you read it 6 months later, it feels like you're reading a completely different book.
Yeah.
But the book is exactly the same. What changes what you believe. Then when you read it again, you find many things that you didn't see before. And once again, go and shuffle all your beliefs. There's people who read it 10 times or more than 10 times, and they still keep looking and finding more and more and more.
It's definitely, it's in my office in Sacramento, it's at my home, and it's in my office here in San Diego. So it's one of those you keep on the bookshelf and you reference it. And again, we won't do it justice, but the first 3 agreements sort of are all lead to the 4th agreement, which is the one that's an actionable one. The first 3, we'll go through them real quickly, but the first one is
be impeccable with the word.
Be impeccable with your word.
Yes, because we use the word in order to create the story of our life. And the one that we are the main character of the story. And everybody else is secondary character. It's your reality that is only for you. Whatever you say is truth for you, but for nobody else. And the same with everybody around you, for the 8 million people in the world, exactly the same thing.
But does being impeccable mean being impeccable to what you're actually hoping to accomplish or dreaming of? Or does it mean don't lie?
No, not exactly. It means that the way that you use the word is the story that you're going to live on. If you misuse the word, the story will be a nightmare. If you are impeccable with the word, you will be satisfied and happy with your life. But it's up to you how you want to use your word.
The strength of words can really create chaos in your life.
Things.
Yeah. Second one is in don't make assumptions.
Let's take don't take anything personal.
Don't take anything personal.
And this is coming from the very first one. If you are the main character of your story, everyone you know is a secondary character in your story. And you only know about them what you believe about them. It doesn't mean that you know them, because you don't. And you are a secondary character in everybody else's dream. Like the way that your mother dreams you will be completely different than the way that your father dreams you, or your brother, or your beloved, or your friend. It's like they know somebody different, but they really don't know you. Then when you don't take anything personally, it's because you already know that. Whoever says something about you, they will say about what they believe you are, the secondary character who live in their story. And it's not you. That you don't need to take it personally. You don't like it, you don't have to be there.
Yeah.
That's your other day, or maybe never.
Their actions are about them, not about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that gives you a lot of advantage in every interaction that you have.
And then third.
Don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions.
We have the tendency to make assumptions about everything. Something that we don't understand, we make a whole movie there, of course, facing lies. And when the truth arrives, you see that you was suffering for nothing, for free. Then if you don't make assumptions, you avoid a lot of suffering in your life.
Yeah, as simple as you're having meeting someone for coffee and they're late, and you could assume it's because they're rude and because they don't care about being on time, but you never know.
Don't you never know?
So in little things like that, and in big things, right?
Could be truth or not, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Now you know that if the same person can play it again and again, you already know it's going to be late.
That's the reality. And then the last one, based on those three, is our actions.
Well, that's going to make a big difference.
Which is to do your best.
You know, that explained all the big imperiums that exist in the history of humanity. Like the Greeks, the Egyptians, Romans. It's because they did the best. Then perhaps you cannot be impeccable with the word, or perhaps you take many things personally, or you make many assumptions. But something that you really can do is to do your best. And your best change all the time. It's not the same always. Like when you're healthy, strong, your best is different than when you're weak or sick. And you just to accept where your best is. And don't judge yourself because you don't do what supposedly you should do.
I want to talk about dreams before we go, and what that means, and dreaming big, working hard. The name of our podcast, Dreaming Big. You talk about how when we see our reflection in the mirror, the reflection is a dream that we've created for ourselves, of which we are the central characters. main characters of those dreams. Right now, a lot of people are feeling that we are living in what can, some people call it a nightmare. Some people call it definitely not a good dream in society. And in America, people are living this quite a bit. And so people would say, well, shouldn't dreams be good or lead to good outcomes? Can you help us understand why some people's dreams may be different than others?
Well, that will depend a lot on what they believe. And yes, it's a reality. The society dream right now is in that way. It is the result of many decisions that people make. And of course, they have a reason why to be afraid, because yes, that is fearful. Like people that have a skin like us, we can be afraid, but we sometimes get saturated and we go even going to irrational fear, because fear is something completely normal. Fear helps you to survive. You perceive it and you try to avoid it. You can run, you can hide, you can face it. But this is the irrational fear, like a tiger coming, you see it coming, you better run. But there's also the irrational fear that is the one who controls a lot of the people's dream, and is by making assumptions that everything will be so bad, and we're afraid of everything. Then normal fear will tell you, be caution. Don't go places where you can be hurt. Or things like that. Common sense.
Is a dream that creates fear or based off fear or fearful,
Or the
is that more
dreamers.
power? Yes, those who are the dreamers who create those situations.
Yeah, they
Is
create
that
dreams.
more power? Is that, I feel like that's very powerful.
Oh, it is. Of course, it is very powerful. But it's used by the one who have that power. Like you have power over your family. You have the power. Then your children have to follow you. You can use this power with fear or with love. You love them, they will love you back. Then in a big society, they can use love or fear also. Then we see in the story of humanity that all the big tyrannies and all that, they use fear.
Very successfully for that.
Well, yeah, because they can control everything. And through that fear, they get, let's see, the bishops to create rules that create more fear. If they want to gain economically something or whatever, they create division. They attack the weak one and take away from the weak one what is not theirs, really.
Yeah.
And this is happening all the time. You know, in America, there was also different societies. The Aztecs, the Incas, they come from Spain with power. They took everything. They didn't ask, can I take it? They come and take it. We see that many times all around the world.
And yet, with all of that, without diminishing or making less how significant some of those incidents have been in the history, does it then take a group of big dreamers or dreamers to dream differently to change what happens? Is that what we've seen?
Well, it's happening because actions have reactions. But in that reactions, not always see where everything coming from. We just have to. Can make assumptions, but we really don't know. It's something that I don't know if you forget, but I told you that with the conclusion, when you know exactly how the mind works, you will find out that everybody is crazy. We live in a mental house. Every single human is crazy. and they act with that craziness. The way they create their personal dream is crazy. Different levels, of course, of craziness, but it's crazy. And they want to make us believe the way they believe and make us as crazy as they are or worse. And that's how they indoctrinate us to obey.
That's how people create followings.
Yeah. But if we find respect, that will be the solution about everything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no respect hardly anywhere.
How do we start to...
With yourself. You need to respect yourself, to respect your own dream, and just be free. Being yourself and not to be what you believe you should be or what people want you to be.
Or reacting to other people's...
Well, that will be up to you. It depends what's happening around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you can have a reaction or not. Well, that depends how much that affects you. But if you have common sense, it will be much easier for you to deal with the craziness of everything around you. And you don't need to be afraid of that craziness. No, because you used to be or you are as crazy as everybody else.
Mm-hmm. So,
but understanding makes a difference. Understanding makes the difference.
And respect, as you said.
Oh, yes.
Which...
That's the solution.
We see that non-exist... Well, I would say you see lack of respect everywhere.
Okay, let's see. When you respect yourself, you respect your body, and you love your body just the way your body is. When you respect your body and you see yourself in the mirror, you will not judge your body because what you look at the mirror. Because you can say, "Oh, I don't look the way I like to look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a model in a magazine. I'm not beautiful. I'm not intelligent. I'm so stupid." This is not respecting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're telling lies. You're telling so many lies to yourself. Because the truth is, it doesn't matter how you look like, you're beautiful. But if your concept of beauty will come from someone who tells you, "Oh, you're ugly, you're fat, you're old," then if you agree with them, you don't respect yourself.
Mm-hmm. I want to end by talking about dreaming and how you share with people about life and where that intersects with dreaming in ways to reach new levels. Because I think we're in a moment of time where we need more of that. With respect, dreaming.
It's very important. Because in your dreaming, you can see how the situation is right now. But when there's a crisis, there are also opportunities. Then instead of looking all those problems, you see opportunity, dream in the opportunity and take action.
Mm-hmm.
And take advantage of that opportunity, and you will see that you will not lose, you will win, you will earn something. Not just survive, but it will be better for you.
Better for you, and then better for others as well.
Of course, if we're together, we can dream even stronger.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is all about. Don Miguel, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your friendship, and looking forward to many more years of your publications and new writings. Continue to do that. Continue to be successful. I know you don't do it to be successful, but to share the love that you have. I know, because I've felt it with others. The respect and the dreaming big, working hard that you always do inspires me all the time. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. And thank all of you for your attention. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really been an honor to be here with Don Miguel Ruiz, author, best-selling author of multiple books. obviously starting with the 4 agreements. Please pick up a copy and keep it handy. And please subscribe, join, follow us on all the channels of media. And we look forward to seeing you very, very soon. This is Dreaming Big, Working Hard. I'm David Alvarez. Thank you so much.